Imagine that you are in a garden after several days of rain. A narrow path is blocked by wet soil and you need to move the dirt before anyone can walk through safely. You reach for a shovel. This everyday tool looks simple, but describing it naturally requires precise language about shape, material, grip, force, movement, sound, and safety. A shovel is used for digging, lifting, scooping, moving, or spreading loose material such as soil, sand, gravel, or snow. Depending on the version, it may be a full-size garden shovel, a shorter hand shovel, or a snow shovel. Today, picture a typical long-handled garden shovel. From the outside, the shovel has two main sections, a long handle and a metal blade. The handle may be made of wood, fiberglass, metal, or strong plastic. It is long, straight, and firm. The blade is attached at the lower end. It is usually broad, slightly curved, and sturdy. The curve helps the shovel hold soil instead of letting it slide off immediately. You can say, the handle is made of wood because that identifies the material. You can say, the handle feels smooth and solid because that describes the sensation in your hands. The metal blade may feel cold, hard, and heavy. If the shovel has been used many times, the blade may look scratched, dull, or muddy. A new blade may look clean and slightly shiny. Some shovels have a D-shaped grip at the top. The grip gives your upper hand a secure place to hold. Below it is the shaft, which is the long central part of the handle. Near the bottom, the blade may have a top edge or step. You can place the sole of your shoe on this step to push the blade into firm ground. The lower edge of the blade is the cutting edge. It may be sharp enough to enter soil, but it is not handled like a knife. A basic description is, this is a shovel. A clearer description is, this is a long-handled garden shovel. A more detailed description is, this is a sturdy garden shovel with a smooth wooden shaft, a D-shaped grip, and a broad metal blade that curves slightly upward. Now let's pick it up correctly. Stand beside the shovel and place one hand near the top grip. Place your other hand lower down on the shaft. Wrap your fingers around the handle and keep your thumbs in a comfortable position. Grip means hold firmly so the tool does not slip. Do not squeeze as hard as possible. You need a secure grip, not unnecessary tension. Lift the shovel by straightening your body and keeping the tool close to you. Lift means move it upward. Pick up means take it into your hands. If the shovel is lying on the ground, you pick it up. As it rises, you lift it. Keep the blade pointed away from other people. To begin digging, place the blade on the soil. Line it up with the place where you want to dig. Hold the handle steady, then press the blade downward. If the ground is soft, your arms may provide enough force. If the ground is firm, place one foot on the top step and push down with controlled pressure. Press and push are similar, but they are not always identical. Press often suggests steady, controlled force against a surface. Push is more general and emphasizes movement away from you. You can press your foot onto the step and push the blade into the soil. Once the blade enters the ground, pull the handle slightly toward you. This uses the blade as a lever and loosens the soil. Loosen means make something less tight or compact. Do not jerk the handle suddenly. Apply a little pressure first. If the soil is hard, work gradually. Forcing the shovel may damage the handle or strain your back. Next, scoop up the soil. Scoop means gather and lift something with a curved tool or container. Slide the blade under the loosened dirt, tilt the handle back and lift. Keep the load small enough to control. A basic sentence is, I move the dirt. A better sentence is, I scoop up the dirt. A more detailed sentence is, I slide the curved blade under the loose soil, tilt the handle toward me, and lift a small shovelful with both hands. A shovelful is the amount held on one shovel. Carry it only a short distance. Keep the blade low and stable so the soil does not spill. When you reach the new spot, tilt the blade forward and dump the soil. Dump means let the material fall out in one movement. If you want more control, lower the blade and gently tip the soil off. You can also use the blade to scrape loose dirt from a hard surface. Scrape means move a firm edge across a surface to remove material. Hold the shovel at a lower angle and push the blade forward. You may hear a rough scraping sound. On soil, you may hear a soft crunch or a dull thud. If the blade hits a stone, you may hear a sharp clink. There is a useful distinction between a shovel and a spade. In everyday conversation, people sometimes use the words loosely. A typical shovel often has a broader, curved blade for scooping. A spade usually has a flatter blade and is useful for cutting into soil or making a clean edge. Depending on the tool and region, the names may overlap, so use the visible shape to explain what you mean. Now imagine a small story. A family of animals hears digging above their underground home. The The sound becomes louder. First there's a soft scrape, then there's a heavy thud. Finally, the blade cuts into the soil. The animals begin digging in the opposite direction. This story helps us use sequence language. At first, the sound was distant, then it grew louder. After that, soil began falling from the tunnel roof. In the end, the animals escaped through a new passage. Notice the action verbs. The people above dig into the ground. They push the blade down, loosen the soil, scoop it up, lift it, carry it, and dump it. The animals below claw at the soil, tunnel forward, and clear a path. Precise verbs make the scene easier to imagine. Safety matters whenever you use a shovel. Check that the blade is securely attached to the handle. If the joint feels loose, do not use the tool until it is repaired. Wear closed shoes. Keep your feet away from the cutting edge. Make sure no one is standing behind you when you lift or swing the shovel. Use your legs and keep your back in a stable position. Avoid twisting while carrying a heavy load. Do not leave the shovel lying across a walkway because someone may trip over it. When you finish, knock off loose soil gently. You can rinse the blade if appropriate, but dry it afterward to reduce rust. Store the shovel upright in a secure place or hang it by the grip if the storage area is designed for that. Make sure the blade is not sticking out where someone can walk into it. Here is a complete real-life description. I am holding a long-handled garden shovel. It has a smooth wooden shaft, a strong top grip, and a broad metal blade. The blade feels cold and has a few scratches from regular use. I place one hand on the grip and the other halfway down the shaft. I line the blade up with a patch of loose soil, place my foot on the top step, and press down. Then I pull the handle toward me to loosen the dirt. I slide the blade underneath it, scoop up a small load, lift it carefully, and dump it beside the path. After I finish, I scrape the remaining soil from the blade and store the shovel safely. Here is a listening challenge. I place the metal part against the ground, use my foot to apply steady pressure, pull the long handle toward me, and then raise a small amount of soil. What did I do? I pushed the blade into the ground, loosened the soil, and lifted a shovelful. The key verbs are press, push, pull, loosen, scoop, and lift. The next time you see a shovel, do not stop at, "It is a tool." Describe the grip, shaft, blade, edge, material, weight, condition, and movement. Explain where you place your hands, how you apply pressure, how the soil moves, what sounds you hear, and how you finish safely. That is how a simple object becomes a complete lesson in natural, practical English.